Yeah. Welcome to Unified Media Dropping Gems podcast. Let's get it. Welcome to Unified Media Dropping Gems podcast. Let's get it.
Had to run that back just in case there was an echo in place. But this is Unified Media Dropping Gems podcast, episode 6. Topic of conversation revolves around reality versus social media. We're going to weigh in on the pros and cons for social media, the perception others create with it, when utilized the wrong way, how it can affect reality, your physical foundation, and when utilized correctly as a tool, how a business can potentially prosper. Like and share this videos to those, like and share this video, to those who will find this information useful. Tune into the show once a week, every Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, live on YouTube, where we have raw, uncut, open discussions that can range with insightful and educational information across the board. If you want to be a special guest on the show, email droppinggemspodcasting@gmail.com with your name, business, industry, IG at, and brief bio. This is hosted by yours truly, Gerald the Truth and ONTL the One. Support the show by subscribing to the channel and hitting the notification bell. We're here, brother.
We are here, bruh.
Reality versus social media. We had a conversation before the show even started. How was your week?
Man, my week was the reality of it was busy, man. It was a good week because the purpose, you know what I'm saying? The type of field that I'm in outside of doing this right now, I'm directly in reality with the public, the people, real life people who go through real life situations and who experience real life things. You get what I mean? And some of it is good, some of it is not so well. And that's kind of what the reason why I wanted to speak about this on our episode is because of the experiences that I've had dealing with others who, you know, in their reality and what they view, feel the everything, all the emotions, you know, with the heavy of the inflation that we're dealing with, not having family members that support them, don't understand them, or may look at them different because of certain things that they choose to do. And you know, kind of not having a connection, a relationship, or you know what I'm saying, type of deal. And but other than that, man, I've been able to, you know, be a pillar for some people, and obviously a connection and a healing spirit for some people in regards to that, because they look at me, they believe that, and I believe it too. I have a healing spirit. I have that spirit that helps you see a different perspective and get a different insight on certain things. And yeah, man, it's been a long one, but it was a beautiful one, bro. It was a beautiful week, bro. How about you?
Had a long, hard work week, trying to hit my quota. On top of that, I had the release of my new visual, The One, and was just
Fire,
wrapping,
bro.
just wrapping my head around the entirety of that, and just, you know, I had to get to the bag seriously because I'm a big person in believing that you gotta market yourself properly, and you gotta put a little money behind you, so that way you can kind of stand out from all the noise. You know what I mean? In the reality sense of it, there is a strong disconnect when it comes to the support that you're looking for from outside individuals, whether it's friends, families, peers, colleagues, etc. And social media is an angle where you would hope to get the support, which eventually you will. But the problem with social media is that there's so much quick validation and so much dopamine that people are looking to stand out themselves, you know, and there's so much information and so much disinformation that's being provided to one. And when you have billions of people on social media providing different pieces of content, sometimes your pieces will get overlooked because there's so much trash out there. Sorry to use that language, but
I mean, it's true.
that's just the reality of it.
That is the reality of it. It's because I
You
didn't
know what
see
I mean?
some garbage. I didn't see some
There's
garbage.
been some garbage, there's been some trash, you know, and that comes from that can be anything. It doesn't even
Yeah.
have to be music related. So
Nope.
when you have that, you know, those pieces of content being provided to you in such a fast speed, yours tends to get overlooked.
Yeah.
And that's when you have to have the conscious awareness to say, okay, what do I do to stand out from the crowd?
Yeah.
And I'll get into this real quick before we get into the pros and cons of social media, because I wanted to provide you these gems, and I think it's a good time to do it just in the beginning.
Yep.
Just to kind of spark that for you. The first thing you said when you saw my video was you realized the description.
Yep.
And you wanted to grab that information relevant to you and provide that on your piece.
I did. I didn't want to. I did.
And that's where I'm going with that is that there's unique ways and research that I'm doing. There's unique ways of providing one piece of content, millions, hundreds of different ways that can hook the viewer, the audience, so to speak, when you start releasing these, and it happens with thumbnail, description, caption, production. Sometimes doesn't always have to be. You can even drop content on your phone. You know, have that unique angle to utilize your phone, and just provide a sense of value. When you provide a sense of value on your pieces of content, whether it's fun, comedic, or informational, let it resonate with the person that's about to view it. You know what I'm saying? It has to resonate, you know. And as you see that I'm dropping my visual, I dropped BTS first with an audio message under it. It was never the song. I was grabbing trending sounds. You want to grab trending sounds, and you also want to create original sounds, because there's a chance that when you create your own original sound, that piece of the original audio can be replicated from other people creating different pieces of content with your original audio, which will put you at the top of the pillar whenever that audio is going viral. They'll see ONTL The One, the original piece of audio, and that's how your page can get discovered. And that can happen on multiple platforms, whether it's TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels. We're going to focus on those four because they're generally doing the same thing. They're all fighting for who's staying on these platforms the longest, watching these pieces of content. Let me get down into the game of the angle of marketing your visuals on YouTube when you're doing the campaigns. Now, the first thing you want to do is you're going to create a Google advertisement account that's going to be associated with your YouTube channel. And you can do it under the same email. Once you create the Google Ads account, you can simply log into your email that's associated with your YouTube channel, go to Google, type in Google Ads, create the account under the same email. After you create the account and you verify it, you're going to connect the two. Now, once the two are connected, you're going to run everything from Google Ads. Google Ads is simply your YouTube campaign. That's what that generally is. That's all that is. Google Ads is your YouTube campaign. When you go into the metrics of the YouTube campaign, you're going to see a lot of different information. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can pull up this overview and see if I can find some details to the campaign that I have right now. Let me see if I can find any of the information. See if I can provide. See what I have here. Location, settings, content, ads.
So essentially, this is your ability. This is how to properly use social media as a tool.
As a tool, correct? Because the people right now, are there's a lot of individuals right now that are utilizing social media the wrong way.
Yeah.
You have, and you know, I had weaknesses myself when I first started. So what I've realized is when you utilize it the wrong way, you're going to affect your reality and the physical relationships and the foundation around you, period. Whether you get distracted by some female that's twerking on there, if you pick up your phone at the first thing of the day and you just want to scroll and you just want to, be occupied by the wrong pieces of information, by the boatload of stuff that's being sent to you that's distracting you from educating yourself and doing the proper research necessary to apply to your foundation, to apply to your business, to what you want to grow and what you want to prosper. You know what I mean? And
I did a research. My bad to cut you off,
go
but
ahead.
I did a research, bro, and this was just for Instagram. I haven't seen TikTok. I haven't seen YouTube. I haven't seen just Instagram alone. The average person spends anywhere between 30 minutes to 90 minutes scrolling on Instagram. So 30 minutes, half an hour to an hour and a half. And that's just the minimum. That's the minimum. And that's the average person. Teenagers spend an average of 9 hours. 9 hours of social media, of scrolling up and down, scrolling, looking through there. And the effects of that causes depression because you're sitting there looking at certain things, lifestyles, and getting caught up in things that you may not have happening right now or that you want to happen, cause anxiety, causes you to have a lower self-esteem because now you're comparing yourself to something that somebody else worked hard for to do and just want to show what they got and what they got going on. You lose gratification. You don't show any gratitude towards what you have because you're always wanting what the other has. So you're never grateful for what you have at your possession now. And spending that much time scrolling through there, you lose the lack of being able to communicate socially without the media. So meaning that you can literally be in the room with someone and you feel awkward and weird even opening your mouth to talk to them, but you will be more comfortable.
As you guys know, I'm a big
you'll be more comfortable to sit there and write a message or answer a post on Instagram or engage on Instagram or engage on any social media platform rather than looking the person dead in their eyes or looking at a person and having a conversation. You know, that's a negative effect of it that I study, man, and that was kind of scary to me. That was a little scary for me because if that's what a lot of people are doing,
with Google,
it's
ads
scary. There's no reality. You rather be stuck in a virtual world and be comfortable with being someone creating something that you necessarily aren't or you want to be like, but you don't have the awareness or the comfort of doing that in the reality of what you are right now with someone else. And then, like me, I loved the fact that my parents, we used to have Sunday dinners. We used to sit down at the table, talk to each other, see how each other days was, talk about the days, what happened, have chit chat, speak about what we learned, what certain things that we saw, and those engaging moments. And I have a few friends that I share that with too as well, but those times was really precious because we wasn't stuck in social media land. We wasn't stuck in a virtual world where we were pretending to be something that we really were, and we got the opportunity to share with each other what we actually experience and how it affected us, you know what I'm saying, and then got nice insight on how to deal with it or how to go around it, and you know what I'm saying, and deal with it. So, you know, that right there, I feel it, you know, when it comes to social media, we're shying away
We're
from.
shying away from. I agree.
Mhm.
I totally agree. I think because of social media, um, it has caused a lack of those communications. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to check up on. Oh, he's doing good. He's doing fine because they're able to check up on it on Facebook. They don't give you that phone call no more. Not knowing what you're really going through because of the perception that others are creating. Everyone is creating the highlight of what their life it looks like or is supposed to be, but it's
Or in a
go ahead.
sense, what they will do is if they are going through something, they post on social media for the attention of, you know, I'm having a bad day, this happened to me, this and that, and now you have everybody commenting, hey, are you all right, and giving their 2 cents and putting their information in, what they think and how they feel about that situation, who may or may not have experienced the same thing. So now is getting you in a different space where, you know, you're wanting attention because you are in a depressed state,
Right.
you know what I mean?
I
So
just seen that, and I just seen that today on Facebook. Unfortunately, my cousin is, you know, he's pretty much saying that he's ready to go. You know what I mean?
mm,
And that's scary. Don't get me wrong.
it is, it
I'm
is.
not overlooking it, but because there were so many comments in there letting him know and addressing the situation, like, yo, you're talking crazy. You know what I mean? If you need somebody to talk to, pick up the phone or give a call, which I appreciate that there's people out there like that. You know what I mean? And when I see that he's not one of my closest relatives, but I do wish him well. And that goes in terms of what you're saying is like people are seeking, some form of attention or validation or whatever it is that they're trying to get from people when at the end of the day, the battle's all here. It's the reality of it. The battle's here. You know what I'm saying? And if you can fight the battle that's here, all everything else can be created for you in terms of it being good. You know what I'm
Mhm,
saying? And just
mhm.
appreciating what you do have. When I step out into the real world reality and I go do my footwork and I'm getting to the bag, um, there's times where I'm coming across people that have less than me. You know what I mean? And I'm dropping off these groceries to these individuals, and it's just it gives me the realization of that there's somebody out here that has it 10 times harder than me. You know what I mean? Because of what they chose to do with this. Because I was once there. I understand what that's like. I understand that feeling. I know what it's like being at that point in life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's constructed in such a way that can affect you in so many different ways. People look at me crazy when I'm pulling up into these places, and they look at me like if I'm a piece of meat in a sense of maybe they want to rob me. Maybe they're wondering why this person in this nice car is even driving in here, knowing that I'm just delivering something to the next family. And you have to appreciate the journey. You have to appreciate your process. You have to have abundance, like you said, for what you do have now. And the more I see that, the more I'm more appreciative of what I do have and the people that I am surrounded around. And in terms of social media, you know, if you have a business, the main thing you're going to want to focus on is teaching yourself and educating yourself as much as you can on how to create value from your business to provide to other people, even through all the noise, because there's going to be such a lack of support. I'm telling you, when I dropped the video, it was probably at less than 100 views. And that was just my organic reach. That was just who got to it because they could get to it at the time that they could. I understand everybody's living their own life, figuring their shit out. are super busy. I get it. Everybody got to it at other times. Some made it to the premiere, some didn't. Some got it the following day. But what I ended up doing was I stood up 3 hours last night educating myself. And I'll put up the video later.
Yeah.
So we're having the conversation right now. I'll put up the video later so you can digest this information. And once I was able to orchestrate these pieces, it was the value that those people outside of my network were looking for. You know what I mean? And the subscribers went up, the views went up, and I provided value by giving away something. I gave away something for free. I actually gave I gave the one audio for free during this angle, and you're gonna see how I did it. You know what I mean? And that's giving back. You know what I'm saying? To a new community that didn't know who I was. You know what I mean? But they saw the piece, they saw the quick segment, they saw that I was giving something away for free, and the way it was sent back to me was before they can actually download the record for free, they had to subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Hey, that's the angle. That's the angle.
And that was just one of the many angles.
Mm-hmm.
But going back to what you were saying about the pros and cons of social media, when I first started jumping into this, I was like everybody else, just releasing pieces of content, whether it was music related, acting related. There was even a time where I was doing heavy on the fitness, so I was releasing fitness content, and I was just releasing to just release and hoping for the best, not knowing and not educating myself that that's not how this shit works. You know what I'm saying? And then also on the other side of it, I was being consumed by the distractions and everything else that comes with it, whether taking in the wrong information or looking at some females and engaging with them, knowing that that's just going to affect the reality of my foundation. There was at one point where it affected me so much that when I got to the height of my music career and I was buzzing on the East Coast, and I'm talking about I was doing single release parties, I was on the radio, I was sitting down with labels, I'm on World Star, you know, Khaled heard my record, Ross heard my record, Meek Mill heard my record. That's when I did the record with Vado, and I got so consumed by the hype of it all that I ended up committing a huge foul on my wife. Let's just put it that way. You know what I'm saying? And that those are the distractions that I know that I didn't need, you know, which affected the outcome of my career at that moment. It changed the trajectory of my career, where the people that were investing in me no longer wanted to invest in me because of the drama that I was bringing. You know what I'm saying? And that affected the whole wave of something that if I would have managed the right way and would have been educating myself and learning the business instead of learning what it is that I was, you know, actually living what I was doing at the moment, the wrong shit, my music career would probably be at a different point right now. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be in a sense of almost starting over. But I learned from those mistakes, and now I'm here educating myself on a daily basis. Now, the pros of it all is what you see right here that we've been able to manifest, being able to educate ourselves, get the information, share the information, and then apply the information right here in the flesh.
Man, that's the beauty of this already, because like you too, man, I use social media in the wrong way. And I honestly can say, though, I organically grew. I went from having maybe only about 700 followers in the last 5 to 7 years.
You did a lot of physical footwork.
Yeah.
I know you were doing a lot of physical footwork.
And now I organically have 38, almost 4,000 followers. You know what I'm saying? Now that may not seem a lot to a lot of people, but that is actually a lot for me, because like I didn't promote my page or nothing. I just organically been going around, and I've been meeting people in different platforms and places, and, you know, exchanging social media and letting them know what I get down on and stuff like that. And other people grabbing some of the stuff that I do. Like when I post me making beat videos, I have people following me just for because they like the way I make a beat, or they like the sound of it. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
like just regular stuff. Me being me. That's what
Right.
I understood. Like me being and doing what it is that I like. Me modeling and doing certain things like that, making music. You know, some entertainment videos and stuff like that. People organically doing that. But my most way I grew following was my engagement, bro. I actually was following a lot more people than was following me. So I was following 2,000 people, and it only had 1,000 some people that was following me. But of that, I started engaging in a lot of conversations, different things, while also posting it, and that kind of helped build me up to the point where people started following me more because they was liking what I was talking about. It was liking what I was saying. We engaged and had exchange of words and was making jokes and things of that nature. And also too, like you said, a lot of footwork, ground footwork that I was in the streets and stuff doing. So it helped. But before, man, like not utilizing social media in the proper way, man, I was scrolling. Like I stated earlier before, I would spend a few hours just scrolling through social media, just looking at certain things, and you know what I'm saying, not really having an idea or plan, just going along, looking at stuff, twerking, different forms of fighting, you know, going through looking at people get fighting for dumb stuff, you know, bum fights we call it. You know, a lot of nonsense that wasn't really serving me in a general
That's the
sense.
word I actually wanted to utilize over trash. But go ahead. Nonsense.
Nonsense. Yeah, it was a lot of nonsense and stuff like that I was just like, yo, it got to a point where I got tired of it. You know what I mean? It was more, and I found it was better for me to just be myself and post what I like to post and the positive things that I like to take me away from the depressing state, because there was times where I felt depressed. I was going to social media explaining my problems, wanting and seeking attention from people. You know what I'm saying? Wanting them to respond, to say something to try to make me feel better rather than make myself feel better.
Feel
I needed
better.
that attention from other people
Right.
to
Right.
make me feel better. And you know, that right there is it's not a good thing, because if you think about it like this, if you sitting out there putting out this message, right, and you don't even understand yourself, and then you want other people to start putting that information, start feeding into that, then they start giving you their 2 cents. A lot of times they're giving you their experience and what they went through, and now you're comparing yourself to what they went through and what you're going through, and it's not the same experience, one. And two, it's putting you even in a more depressing state, because now you got to sit there and think about all of those things that you have and what is real, what is not, who actually is there for me and is trying to help me, versus somebody just telling me, oh, suck it up, and you know, you're going to be okay, you got to do this, you got to do that. When when in reality, the thing about it is, if you take time to you take yourself away from reflecting about yourself, because you're so focused and worried about other people telling you what you think you need to be hearing, versus you sitting back, analyzing what's going on, and then having a conversation with yourself, or having a conversation to those who actually love you and want to see you do good, and having a physical conversation with them, so you can get the real feeling, like how you like to say, make them hair stand up, because that's there. You can't really get too much of that from a social media standpoint. When you get the feelings involved, you can, but it's not organic to me, right?
Right.
It's
Right.
not organic because you're expecting something, so you get that. But yeah, man, that was a place years ago. And now to this point, like you said, we with what we built here, and gathering this information, taking time to reflect about it, and starting to put the proper things on social media that engage, that others are able to engage, that's entertaining, that has a message, they can feel it, and they can,
Right.
and it's something that we can you know, have a type of relation with, you know, saying that right there has been the pivotal point of the social media for me. And I know it can be a pivotal point for others too as well. And you know, with Dropping Gems, man, this is one of the platforms, this is the reason why we have this. So you know, this may be a social platform because we're on YouTube, but the reality of it is we're giving you reality experiences. real life experiences and how we dealt with them and overcame them,
Oh yeah,
and
absolutely.
push and persevere through these things so we can, all grow. And you don't need just our input on it, but also too the insight of who else you can go to. You know what I mean? You can go to your moms, you can go to your pops. If you don't have them, a close friend, a colleague, somebody you need to look into the eye. I remember I was just doing some studying earlier, and to really break away from that social that social
Stimulation.
stimulation. Thank you. Social stimulation from social media. It advised, one way is to go sit down at a coffee shop, put your phone down, turn it off, or delete the app, so, and give yourself some time to take a break, and then go have a regular conversation. Or if you don't have really close friends like that, or really people you don't talk to, go talk to a stranger.
Mm,
Go talk to somebody who you've never even, you don't know nothing in life, and just say, hey, how you doing? And break the ice. Or, comment on their clothing, or comment on their shoes, or comment or use something to engage, to break the ice. And then takes you away from being socially awkward in
mm,
real life,
right.
because you're so comfortable to being social on the media side, where you can stand behind a video, or behind your fingertips, what we call Twitter fingers, because you get it's easier to type something and express yourself then than to actually open your mouth and speak to someone, because you're afraid of what their reaction may be, or what their response may be. You know
Mm,
what I mean? So that this is the reason why we got this. And the reality of this is, social media is a tool. It is not a place for people to be stuck on. It is not a place, it is not a real world. It's a virtual world that you can utilize to massively spread
mm,
across the world a message, attention. You can get gratification, but you don't want the wrong gratification.
right.
You know what I mean? This is a tool, though, at the end of the day, that can be utilized in different formats. And we want to make sure that we share what the best forms and ways of utilizing it for either a business or for your personal, because it can be utilized for persons too. Some people have engaged and met up via social media, but then met up in real life and sparked a really long relationship, who are still good friends today.
Yeah, that can spark so many different things after that.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
definitely.
Patrick Chinansky in the chat says today the idea of being into a computer, it's a desire of any person for the belief of having the chance to live any experience, but desiring 99.9% of young people is forgetting the flesh experience. Talk
There it
about it,
is.
Patrick.
There it is.
Appreciate you dropping that
Yes,
gem
sir, Patrick.
there
Appreciate
there in,
that.
there in the audience. You know what I'm saying? And what I can take from what you've mentioned as far as pivoting and what's been pivotal is that um I'm in a space of just not only educating myself on how to utilize social media more properly as a tool, but I'm also in the reality pushing myself to become the best version I can be. And that's mentally, physically, and spiritually. Because what I want to offer is the same sense that I offer in reality when I have social gatherings, when I have social engagements in the flesh, where I meet people and I actually change their perception, or their perspective of, not perception, their perspective of who they are and what they can actually be. Um, I've provided some sense of inspiration and motivation and instilled in people like the idea of you don't have to live the way you're living now if you're not comfortable with that. You know what I mean? Like you have deep rooted inside you the ability to live a greater life. And whatever that comes with and how you perceive that life to be, you can go and get it. And there's a few selected people that I've been able to come across that I provided some gems to, and they've been able to get out their situations and become better. And when I see those things occur, I know that I can do it on a massive level. But in order to do it on a massive level, it has to start with me first.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And if I can make myself mentally, physically, and spiritually better, and find the angle to be able to promote that the right way through social media, we can have a massive impact.
Man, hey man, that's all it is about. It's about the impact, being impactful. You know what I mean? It's okay. I mean, motivation is good, inspiration is good, and things like that. You can be inspired to do a lot of things, but are you it's how you're impacted by the information that you are provided that gives you the spark to really put forth the action and move forward in that direction. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that I had a conversation a year ago, or maybe a few more years ago, but there was a question that I asked. It was in regards of, is it better to be inspired or is it better to be motivated?
Mm,
Right?
I think it's better to be disciplined.
Man, that's really what it came down to. It was because if you actually look at it, you can be motivated by something, but no action is put forth in it.
Right.
You can be inspired to
Inspired.
do something. The idea is motivating, and you're inspired to continue to, have more ideas and things to feed off of. But if there's no action put forth into it and no discipline to continue it,
Continue it.
then
You,
it's nothing. It
it'll
doesn't affect you.
you'll never manifest or bring anything into fruition that way.
Nah. And that's a lot. And that's what social media, a negative connotation of it is it can always get you in a position of being inspired and motivated, but it never can put you in the action of discipline.
Mm.
That's
Woo.
that's the reality of it. That's the reality of it. And a lot of us get sucked and consumed into that form of social media, is that we're
Woo.
inspired by a lot of the ideas and the things that we see on social media. But until we actually put forth the discipline and action to do those things that we're inspired by and motivated by, we're just going to be continuously scrolling. Being
Mm.
motivated and inspired by all of the things that we see on
That
there.
everybody else is doing and living out their best
Exactly.
life.
They already have disciplined themselves to doing it, and that's what you want. But
Right.
like, that's what I see it as. A lot of times, because it's so easy to be motivated, inspired, especially when you hear something good that can make your hair stand up.
Mm.
But if it doesn't push you or gear you into the action form of it and execution of it, then it's almost like they say, a dream is just a dream without action. You can't, you know what I'm saying? You only dreaming, and it's easy to dream because you can daydream. You can sit there and think about a whole bunch of stuff, and you can sit down and lay down and dream about a whole bunch of things. But that body is stuck in
That
one
body
place.
gotta move. That
The
body gotta
body gotta
move.
move, you know what I mean?
That body gotta move. We
and
gotta set it off.
you gotta learn. You gotta know when to keep that body moving, and when to have those dreams. Because I believe you can still dream while in motion.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It's called floating on a cloud. Like,
Not just dream in motion was and this is what I'm talking about when it comes into terms of how to utilize social media the right way. If you provide like the gems that you've been providing here on the podcast, if and you utilize certain titles a certain way and angle them a certain way and be creative a certain way, it can be impactful. It can be that hook. They call it the hook, the 3-second hook
yeah,
that you can
yeah,
you can capture somebody's attention when you say, hey, you can dream. You ever dreamed in motion?
man, bro.
And
Like,
people be like, what the fuck is he talking about?
exactly.
And then all of a sudden you show the action.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Or you can even uniquely say, hey, I know you can daydream. You can dream by sleeping and laying down, or you can dream in motion and then just show some kind of action or something. But that's just the little things that I'm telling
Right.
that I've been learning, and some of the stuff that I've been reading and researching is just like the angles and the approaches just got to be unique, and you can get inspired and motivated by another piece and then just find your unique angle to have your own originality towards it.
Yeah, man. That's all it is. That's the beauty. Like, and just so those are listeners out there, it's like we're not bashing social media or making it seem like a negative thing, but these are the negative perspectives and the connotations that come with having a social media platform. You can be consumed by the negative side of it.
Here, I don't mean to cut you off. I
No,
want to say something positive here because we're talking about reality and
of course.
utilizing social media as a pro and con. Patrick Chinansky says this. He says, I'm like an example of what you guys are talking about. I created an Instagram page, created content to inspire, motivate, and take people to reality. He says that I left a like on his post, and then he went back to my page and he heard my song. And now I'm here listening to you guys talk about truth, respect from
Man.
Naples, Italy.
Wow. We got Italy in the building. Wow.
Italy in
Shout
the
out.
building. Patrick Chinansky.
Man, appreciate that.
I hope you find this information as a gem and take in the information, provide it to those around you in Italy, apply it to your journey,
Definitely.
and we look forward to seeing that come into fruition as we all grow together. But
Yes.
that's just what I'm talking about. Because right now there's 4 platforms that you want to grow on, but you want to do them at your pace. You have Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
you have Instagram, you have
Mm-hmm.
TikTok, and you also have YouTube. Now, for me, I get the most interaction engagement on Instagram. It's my largest following that I have so far across all boards, and it's the one that I mainly focus on, but I also pivot into the other 3. As you can see, utilizing it as a tool the proper way, me engaging in other people's content and liking somebody else's post, which you can go the next step, that if you find a piece of content that you like and then go into their profile and engage with them and comment and say something genuine about the pieces and the things that they're creatively doing, this is what happens in turn, where somebody across the other side of the world, in Italy, no less, is now here engaging with us and taking in information and providing us information as well, which is incredible.
Man, that's
And
blessed.
there goes the power.
Hey, that's the man. This is what we do this for. This is exactly what we do this for, and the reason why we want to speak in regards to this subject matter is because that's the reality of social media. You want to be able to utilize it in this fashion and to be able to speak. Here it is, we're making connections and engaging with someone who's way across the world, and still at the fact that me and JR have not even ever been in person before,
We
bro.
haven't met in flesh. We utilize social media as a
Right.
matter of fact. It started in reality. You
Yeah.
had an engaging you had an engaging formation with my family in New
Right.
York City. You moved to the drum of your beat. You and your brother flew out to
Mhm.
New York City, had your modeling gig and things like that. You took what you know, you applied action to it. Had you never even moved your feet, let's
Right.
just say, and was
Right.
motivated, inspired, and disciplined to go ahead and create those actions, to go to New York City, to maneuver, to connect, to network, then you were outside waiting for the billboard to show up and things like that, and then you see this family going crazy for somebody else's work, and then you had the initiative to say, hold on, I want to know what's going on over here and why they're reacting this way. And because you had social awareness and a social conscience to do so, you applied action again. And had you never applied that action, had I never put up that billboard, none of this would exist right now.
Nope.
That's the crazy thing about it.
And I love it, bro. I love this story. I love this story because it is such.
It's going to be the story that we're going to be having when we're sitting on the table with the
Yes.
success of the empires, and we're talking about how this shit started
From
here
the
on
groundwork, man. It's
from the
the groundwork, bro. It's
utilizing
starting from the
reality
bottom.
and social media the right way.
that there it is there it is there, you know what I'm saying? Like that right there, it was uniquely done and designed anyway. But like you said, the action now, so like we were motivated and inspired because of the simple fact that your family was doing what we all should be doing for each other,
Right.
cheering each other on, giving each other
Giving each other our
praise,
flowers.
and then that flowers and stuff like
Mhm.
that. But like you said, me being social, understanding the social network and how social media work. Oh, what's his information? Let me. Hey, sent out a DM and
I think the
the
same day.
video.
The
Yeah,
same day.
the same day, bro.
Same
Tagged in
day.
the video, like, hey, yo, support JR Braveheart. Hey, yo, this track is crazy, bro. Like, hey, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, literally the same day. We couldn't leave New York without doing it. You know what I mean? Because
That's amazing, bro.
that right there just showed, like, yo, the reality is I've met me a brother who I have never physically met
Yet.
yet, but I've met someone that has the same ideas somewhat, going in the
Absolutely.
same direction for sure, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? And
absolutely.
as a leader, someone I can see, I can pour into, and who can pour back into me.
Absolutely.
And you know what I'm saying, like these this is what the tool of social media can do.
Right.
This is the tool it can bring and engage in. And you know, engagement is a lot, and it's everything, because when you engage, especially in the right way, you get testimonies like this.
Oh yeah.
You know
Oh
what I
yeah.
mean? You
And
get
don't get it wrong. Social media is it's not easy to navigate, and it's difficult to form these kind of relationships
yeah.
that we have been able to form without even meeting in the flesh, because there's another side of social media, and we'll get into that at the halftime, that it's scary to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
I know Zams has been scammed of over $700 recently, from somebody he thought he can trust on social media. I've been scammed
I have
of
to.
over 2 grand. You've been scammed, as
Mm-hmm.
well in your process. So there's a side to social media that there's plenty of sharks and individuals out there that will take heed to what you're doing and try to navigate a way to
Excuse me.
take advantage of who you are in your dreams and spit a lot of fluff and nonsense that will not help you in your journey whatsoever.
No, man. And you know, let's get back to these Google ads, man, because I want this information, man. I need, before we
You
get
need
into
them
this,
gems. You need them. You need them
I need
gems.
some more of them gems, man,
You need
because
some gems.
because that, like I said, we're giving you both the reality versus social media, but the reality of social media as well. Okay, this is the reality of it. You know, we want to make sure we're clear on that. We're giving you reality, what is real, what you can physically touch, see, that's tangible, versus social media and what it affects is, but how you can utilize it for your reality. You get what I mean? Like this is it's all a play right now, but it's all about how you use it, and like we stated earlier, how you perceive and how the perspective of it, because there's different perspectives of everything.
Here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna quickly read a passage from this book that I've been reading on how to build a massive social following in 30 days by Brendan Kane. Then after I read this and I drop these quick tips and recap from the chapter, I'll get into the Google ads and then play that video for you so you can take notes on these gems. Here in this passage, it says highly produced content is not necessarily shareable, but what you want to do is you want to create shareable forms of content. When people take a call to action and take action on your pieces of content, that means it's resonating in a different way. And once people are sharing it, that is the potential behind a piece going viral or semi-viral, however you want to word it. So here it says, people make the mistake of spending a lot of money on videos with high production value. thinking that that's because it's well done, it will resonate and get shared. Brownstein has observed that some people equate great content with shareable content, but in reality, that's not necessarily a correlation. The content needs to go a step further than good or great and connect with the audience emotionally to take the big step to share it. He illustrates this concept with an example of the water winning campaign shareability did for Hyatt. The behind the scenes footage for Dulipa's New Rules music video is the second most successful video on Hyatt's YouTube page, and engagement through the roof. But when you look at Hyatt's other videos, you see that the engagement is really low. The videos are well made and interesting, but were not designed to be engaging. They were designed to do a good job of telling a story, but that doesn't inherently make them shareable. Producer John Jashney backs up this idea by explaining that you must think about whom you're creating for from the conception and design stage. You got to be strategic with every piece that you drop and let it be a trial and error. One piece will hit differently. One may hit more than others, but that's fine. Everything is trial and error. And always think from the emotion of your audience and bring value. You can't have the creative be the only thing you're focusing on, lest you make something great for you that isn't as appealing to enough people to warrant the cost of creation. But conversely, you can't make something that is noise and fury signifying nothing, where it's all flash and style with no substance. Tasty, but not nutritious. But not nutritious. You got to serve both masters simultaneously. It has to be something that's appealing. You need to have an end goal in mind from the beginning. Start by asking yourself what you're trying to achieve so that it's reflected in the way you design the content. If you want your post to get shared, think about the shareability factor from the start. Have a clear message. Shareable content needs to have a really clear message and narrative. Arneson explains that people must understand what you're giving them or they won't pay attention. He urges content creators to be clear about what they're presenting. He clarifies that you can confuse the viewer in terms of, I don't know what this is, but I'm intrigued, as long as you're intentional. Understand what you're trying to give to the audience so the message resonates. This will make your content more relatable and shareable. Find a way to get the audience to care. To reflect on what your overall message is, go back to Prince EA. We know who Prince EA is. Advice, and ask yourself, is this the last video I'm ever going to produce? What do I want to say? That way you can frame the content in a way that's deep and real. As Prince EA says, what comes from the heart reaches the heart. Quick tips and recap. Shareable content is the number one way to quickly and keep fans engaged, to grow quickly and keep fans engaged. Serve others. Being service-minded will get you further than thinking about yourself. Always try to give others and think about them first. That's what this platform is about, giving to others. Using a good headline will help your shareability factor because it helps the messaging become clearer and your audience will be more likely to look at the content. Connect with your audience through emotion. Make sure your content makes your audience feel something, whether it gets them to laugh, cry, or feel in any way. Try to reach the audience at the heart level. Don't assume that people are watching your videos with sound. It's always good to subtitle your content and ensure that your message is crystal clear when distributing on Facebook and Instagram, especially Reels. Always put the title in there. Maybe the title might capture the attention. That's why I said, stop, hear this message. Do you agree? When I put that piece up, in case people are just scrolling and then they see, oh shit, let me listen to this. Let me stop and actually listen to this. That's what I did with that video earlier. Keep video introductions to a minimum. Go straight into something fast-paced and exciting. Remember, you only have a second, 3 seconds max to hook someone and grab their interest. Play into the unexpected. Have twists, especially at the end of videos. Was there a twist to the video that you didn't expect when you saw the one? Or did everything happen the way you expected it to be? Or is it because you saw behind the scenes in BTS, you had an idea what was going to happen?
I had an idea, but I didn't. The second verse and the way the how you were sitting and had the person in the trunk laying there and doing your
that was unexpected.
That was unexpected. You know what I'm saying? I liked how that was.
And there goes the twist.
Yeah.
Don't force any obvious call to action. Get your audience to share by giving them a reason to involve their friends, not by saying something obvious like follow or go check this out. Think of something creative and fun to engage people into forming a specific action. What they mean by that is like, oh, Do you know a friend that will find this interesting? This is a scary moment right now. Do you want to? I know movies do it when they go
Yeah.
when like a horror movie comes out. Tag a friend that thinks that this will be scary. You know what I mean? As opposed to saying, "Oh, just check out this movie," so to speak. You know what I mean? Find a unique angle to provide the information so that there is a call to action, but it's not so direct. And each piece of content should stand on its own. Don't rely on the fact that everyone has seen all your content. Even if they have, you can expect them to remember what they saw before. Don't be afraid to create content or leverage content that's related to your subject and not necessarily about your subject. Bless you.
Thank you.
Content that shares moments from your brand's lifestyle can be just as powerful. And when in doubt, sunsets and videos of dolphins surfing work like a charm. Follow your gut and be authentic. Social media is a two-way conversation. When you're genuine and connected to yourself, it's easier for others to connect with you.
Now, look, I got an example for that too. The clothing that I was modeling is, the brand name is Amot Apparel, AMOT, right? And it stands for a matter of time. And I put together a TikTok video highlighting me in the apparel, but had the song Effort playing underneath it with the intention of the message crossing with each other. You know what I'm saying? It's only a matter of time, but you still got to put that effort in it. You get what I mean? And it was highlighting the clothes and it was moving to the same beat, like the highlighting of the clothes moved to the rhythm of Effort's beat, and then had a matter of time at the bottom of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was all intentionally done like that. So it grabbed the audience to a point where, you know, they want to check out the clothes, because they was, one, I'm making the clothes look good, but I'm highlighting the clothes. But then two, it's bop the transitions of the pictures is going to the music, and so, you know, it's all playing its role in the way I was presenting it to the people and stuff like that. So it was a win-win situation for both them and my brand and their brand as well. It was actually pretty dope, and that was a trial and error thing that I did. I didn't know I was going to do that. It just, as I'm putting together the video, it dawned on me. It's just like, hey, try this.
Okay.
and it just came together like that. And the
response, you can find different punchlines. You can be like, oh, who do you know that's out there also making an effort? You know what I mean? Or anything to that effect. You can just find unique angles, unique punchlines, unique headlines that are going to gravitate towards your piece. You know what I mean?
Man, that's what I you know what, you just got me inspired now of some stuff that I'm about to go do for a video when I wake up.
And what's crazy is that we inspire each other, and you'll do something uniquely from what you gathered from me, and I'll be like, damn, but I didn't think of it that way. And then I'll go back and try it and take from that piece and do it my unique way. So it's like we just keep bouncing back and forth. I love it. It's amazing, bro. It's amazing. And before we get into this halftime show, I just want everybody to know, go to ONTL Dewan or ONTL Entertainment, any of those YouTube channels. Check out the Effort music video. Subscribe to the channel. They created a movie. They created a message. It's epic. The song is great. And today he's gonna take these gems and he's gonna apply it, and the numbers are gonna go crazy. And
I want y'all to have fun and watch the video, man. The video is I'll say it's inspiring, it's motivational, but at the same time, it is definitely emotionally, it definitely will have you, because the different things about it. And if you watch it all the way into the end, I definitely would like you all to watch it to the end. There's a dedication because of the type of person who helped build the sound, and it was dedicated to this person because he passed earlier this year before the video was being able to release. So we was able to go ahead and dedicate it to this person, which is Avery Drift, our engineer. Y'all go check the video out, man. Y'all, I mean, you tell me what y'all think. Go leave a comment and tell me what you like about it. And if you don't like it, let me know too. I mean, you know, it's definitely something, but there is no manifestation without effort. I'm gonna leave y'all on that one.
Yeah. the one and only, ONCL the one,
Yes.
and JL the Truth. Ironically, JL the Truth the one, just released yesterday. And if you get a chance after this podcast to go check out that visual as well, and I'm just providing a sense of believing in yourself to the point where you feel that you're the greatest at what you do. You can continue to get better at what you do. And you know, I did it in a unique angle of applying some acting and some mafioso mischivo, if you want to say, on the visual. And
it was dope too.
You know, and I had a little message that needed that can resonate with anyone that is battling those naysayers, you know, whether in reality or social media. So yeah, make sure you go check out that Effort official music video, and
go check out the one
official music video.
Official music video out now.
So we're here. This is the halftime intermission. I'm going to play this particular video here. This is going to help anybody, any business creator, content creator, especially music creator, beat maker, artist, actor, however you want to apply yourself. Utilize this information that I'm about to share right now. It's about to be a game changer, and I know Effort is about to explode. So check this out.
Your ads appear across.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Adrian, and in today's video I'm gonna talk to you guys about YouTube ads. I'm gonna literally walk you through step by step how to set up a campaign. I created this video a few weeks ago showing you guys the data that I got from running YouTube ads for myself, and a lot of you guys asked me, how do I actually set up the campaign? So in this video I'm gonna walk you through how to set up the campaign, how I choose my targeting, and walk you through step by step what to do to set this up yourself. And this works even if you have a really small budget. For example, I'm going to show you how to do this with only a $1 to $3 daily budget. And with YouTube, unlike every other platform, YouTube gets you a lot of visibility.
Digital marketer, flooded by an ocean of advertising channels? It's time to try Taboola native ads.
So guys, if this is your first time watching any of my videos, I'm sure you're gonna find lots of value from it. So do me a favor and go and smash that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and leave me a comment, because every comment and every action you guys take on my channel helps my channel grow and helps me, or allows me to help a lot more artists just like you. So with just $1 to $3 a day, you can get crazy results. $1 a day is $30 a month, $2 a day is $60 a month, $3 a day is a little under $100 a month. I'm sure you guys have less than $100 a month to put into YouTube ads. So that brings me to the next point. I don't really promote or push my music that much using YouTube. I should do it more often, but as you guys know, I run an agency where I am doing ads for other artists. So I'm doing Facebook ads, Instagram ads, YouTube ads, TikTok ads, pretty much everything to get artists more exposure. So I don't really have time to be promoting my own music. However, I'm going to show you how I would promote my own music if I was to use YouTube ads. So let me take you guys to my computer and show you guys how to do this. All right, guys, so I'm gonna show you how to set up a campaign, and I'm gonna walk you through exactly what I'm doing step by step so you can see and understand what's happening. So first thing you need to do is you need to have a YouTube page. There's tons of videos out there showing you guys how to create a YouTube page and a Google account. So those are the first thing you do. A good bonus would be to have a brand account under your Gmail. This will allow you to separate your Gmail from your actual YouTube account. So yeah, so first thing you need to have a channel. Update your channel, set up your channels, create playlists for your music. A good tip is to create a playlist with the title of your genres, because when people search on YouTube, they're going to be searching for genres. And then if your playlist pops up and your music is in that playlist, then they'll most likely listen to a lot of your music. So yeah, first things first is you need to have a YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is set up. I created my cover banner in Canva, really simple. Again, you can watch my video where I show you how to set that up. And okay, so I have my YouTube video. First thing I need to do is I need to actually get the link for my video that I want to promote. Actually, let me promote one of my newer videos. So this one, it was released 5 days ago, or I published it 5 days ago. So I'm just going to copy the link. And now I'm going to go over to Google Ads. It's ads.google.com. If you don't have a Google Ads account, it's really simple. All you need is a Gmail, and you go to ads.google.com, and there's going to be like a get started button, and just follow that prompt. And literally in less than a minute, you'll have a Google account. So you run ads on both Google and YouTube through Google Ads Manager. So you're gonna most likely see a screen like this, right? So you're gonna see a screen with no campaigns. If you have not ran a campaign before, all you do is click Create Campaign, New Campaign. Now there's sales, lead, website traffic, product and brand consideration, brand awareness, reach, app promotion. Basically what we want to do is create a campaign without a guideline. It gives us more control. These are all the ads types that Google offer. We're going to click video. We're going to leave it at custom video campaign. So first thing you want to do is you want to title it. So I already know that I'm going to target based on keywords. So if you don't know what you're going to target based on, you're going to come back to this. But since I know I'm going to target based on keyword, and keyword is a very broad topic, I'm going to name it broad, or actually I'm going to name it wide, targeting by keyword. And the song is called Wonder. So max cost per view or target CPM. In the beginning, I would say keep it at cost per view, because you don't know what you're going to be getting when it in regards to cost per view. And basically what I mean by that is, if you haven't ran ads before, you don't know how much it's going to cost you to get a view. If you know how much it's going to cost you to get a view, you can change it to target CPM. So, but since you may not know, we're just going to leave it as a maximum CPV. So we're going to change this daily. And the sick thing about YouTube is you can go as low as $1 a day. You know, they don't stop you. But let's say $3 a day. We're not going to set an end date because we're going to be monitoring this. YouTube search results, we're going to leave that on. YouTube videos, we're going to leave that on. We're going to take off video partners and display networks. Basically, YouTube and Google have partnerships with many different sites where they can show your video. You want to keep your video specifically on YouTube platform. So we're just going to click YouTube and YouTube video. Location. Okay, so I'm going to target all countries and territories because my type of music is relevant all over the world, techno music. However, if you're rap or hip hop, you may want to keep it to countries where that's predominantly the genre. For example, US and Canada, a lot of US and Canada, they listen to hip hop and rap music, not so much techno music. So for me, Europe and other countries is more likely it for me. But for you guys that are in those genres, and you know where your audience are, you just put in your audience. You can either enter locations. So I could say Germany, right? You can enter locations manually, or you can pick a location. If you want to grow locally, I would say pick your location. For example, if you're a U.S. artist and you want to grow in U.S., click the U.S. So for me, I'm going to pick all countries and territories. One last thing about locations is it costs more to run ads in U.S. and Canada. It'll cost way less to run ads in other countries. So my advantage, I'll get a really cheap CPV, cost per view, because I'm targeting many different countries. If you're targeting the US and Canada, you may get slightly more expensive cost per view. So I'm going to target all languages because my music doesn't have lyrics. Again, it's techno. But for you guys who have music with English lyrics, pick English. If you're Spanish, pick Spanish. So inventory type, we're just going to leave it on standard inventory. Where we're going to exclude embedded YouTube videos and live stream videos. You want to exclude those because people embed videos on websites, and you don't want your music video showing up on someone's website.
We're back. That was just a quick half of the video. If you want to see the rest of it, go on YouTube, type in $3 YouTube ad, and that particular video will pop up for you so you can see the rest of it and take those notes down to create Google Ads. Now, some of the things that you can do that I've learned from it that you may want to write down. There's after you have the Google advertisement up, the YouTube campaign up, you'll want to go to a website called vidIQ. That's VIDIQ. You can create a quick free account under the same email. And what vidIQ does, it connects to your YouTube channel and literally breaks down the behind analytics of what YouTube and users are searching for as part of keywords. And once you correlate those keywords into your campaign, every time those keywords are searched, your campaign shows up with those particular videos. Also, you'll also want to do an in-stream ad as opposed to the other digital ad, because an in-stream ad gives you an opportunity to see a couple seconds of the video, and then the call to action, if they choose to click on it, there's a chance of that particular person seeing the rest of your video that can then transfer into an actual subscriber. Now, the angle that I did is when your ad comes up on that in-stream ad campaign, if people see it and it's being played for that 5 seconds before it can be skipped, I believe, don't quote me, but I'm going to check. I believe it still counts as a view. That's why the one video is picking up so much steam, because the campaign is being seen. But me looking at the analytics, people are not quite clicking into it. They're still skipping it. So I got to keep testing trial and error with different keywords or a different thumbnail and see if that helps even more. But it's still picking up steam because people are viewing it for that 5 seconds during the advertisement. Now, the angle that is working for me, there's another website you're going to want to write down. This is called Hyped It. That's HYPED, another DIT. So 2 D's, HYPEDDIT, Hyped Dit, or Hyped It. And on Hyped It, what it lets you do is when you create the free account there, they have a unique angle where you can create a drop link that can force new fans to click on this particular on this particular link. Like, for instance, a drop link is where I create I create a small within the website. I create a small segment where somebody can click on that link and download, let's say, Effort for free. Right now, once you create that drop link where people can download Effort for free, once they click on that link, before they can download Effort, you give them a call to action. Hey, go subscribe to this channel. So now when you add that link to the campaign on YouTube and you put download, free download, and the campaign comes up and they see the Effort visual and they see download and they're engaged and they're like, yo, this shit actually looks pretty good. Oh, hey, he's giving a free download. Let me click on the free download and get the free song. Boom. Now, even though they didn't click on the actual ad, but they clicked on the free download, it still redirects them back to the YouTube channel. So not only do they get the free record from the free giveaway, but you redirect them back to the channel. They subscribe.
And then they get to watch the video too.
And then they get to watch the video anyway. So either way, you got two chances of hooking the viewer in, even if they skip the ad, because they see a free download, they see a free giveaway, but it still redirects them back to the channel. That's a gem.
Man.
So
man, that's a good gem right there.
Use Hyped It, and on Hyped It, you can create different smart links to create different angles to provide on your campaigns, different call to actions. Let's just call them that.
Call to actions for sure. Yeah.
And then on top of that, you have I've been uniquely using different angles, like certain music websites, whether they're independent or mainstream. I utilize independent because the bag is a little cheaper. There's independent blogs, music blogs. You can search up top 10 independent music blogs, top 10. There's actually, I got them on the favorites. So there's 10 ways to get more playlist followers on Spotify under Ditto. That's under Ditto, DITTO. There's that's something else. Submissions complete gateway. That's something else. Spotify viral media boost. There's Spotify playlist submissions on the viral media boost. You can check that out. I know these are different. This is for the Spotify, but I'm just reading off what I have saved here. Submit music, free music, find music box, free submissions, submit your music to curators, list top 10 independent Spotify playlist curators. But anything that you do, as far as like, I know I gave you SoundPlate already. I know that was for Spotify. Submit Hub is also another one that you can grow an audience under. I don't know if I gave you Submit Hub.
First time hearing that one.
So SoundPlay is one. Go to Submit Hub as another one. Submit Hub plays like it's like a music taster blog where there's like, potential new fans that you can build with. But anything in the correlation of just like top 10 or list of 10 for independent blogs, you'll want to reach out to those blogs, email them, send them the record, maybe do a review of the independent blog first, so that way you can provide a sense of research that is just like not the typical, or send the music, hear my song, can you put it on your blog sort of thing. So just kind of look over the blog, so that way when you do send an email, you can be like, oh, I noticed this about the blog that was actually appealing, and I wanted to see if I can have an opportunity for you guys to put the Effort video up or anything like that. And sometimes they'll grab it, and sometimes they won't, because they get so many submissions. But list of 10 independent blogs on the Google, on the Google search. You got Submit Hub, you got SoundPlate, 10 Ways, that's for Spotify. And then there's also something called Vydia for independent music labels. And under Vydia, that's VYDIA. I think that's the angle to get your music placed on movies, commercials, things like that. Don't quote me on that, but just check it just in case, because I know I submitted for the and through Vydia before, and I was trying to get my music placed, but that's the only angle that I'm trying to figure out is how to get music placements.
Man, licensing and all of that stuff. Yeah, that sounds beautiful.
Yeah, that angle, that's the angle you want to go with that. And then yeah, you know what I mean? Just keep doing the trial and error on the YouTube campaigns, on the ad campaigns. Keep being creative with your angle and the ideas that we correlate and bounce back and forth for social media. And we'll keep building. You know, effort has a huge potential, and that's what I want you to focus on, is the fact that these tools that we're learning and educating ourselves with, give yourself a year and a half, maybe even 2, but let's do a year. Give yourself a year of honing in on putting together all of these tools to really blow up the effort video and the song in general.
Oh, for sure, definitely will, man. I mean, what you gave me so far, man. You know, this, I ain't never heard of these, but like, it got me in a space where, yeah, I want to. Because today, one of the guys that I work with at my job that I'm at now, he was just like, hey, I heard this song from another guy. He reminds me of you. But can you listen to the song really quick, because I want to see what your thoughts on it. Like, I've heard the song before, it was pretty cool, but he was trying to charge me $5 for it, and you know, I just want to know what your opinion was. So I took a listen to the song, and we had a discussion after it, and it was just like, I was like, I understand what you mean by why you wouldn't want to have or pay, or why he was charging $5 for it, but you feel as a consumer, it wasn't valued that high. It shouldn't have been valued that high. And when I took a listen to the record, it was a good message and good record, but the production quality on it wasn't great. It wasn't great at all, right? And how he approaches situations is what I be paying attention to. This guy, he's remember that video I had of the drummer playing to effort?
Right.
That was the angle before the video came out. I had somebody actually playing the drums to effort. It was crazy, right?
Reality.
Yeah. It was because of this same person was the reason why that drummer who was performing in the middle of the promenade knew about effort and actually downloaded it and started playing to it. Was amazing. because of him and how he shared it. Like, hey man, you know what I'm saying, this a dope record right here. I think you can try to play it, you know, play this, because I feel like you can play really good to this. And the dude was just like, for sure, I'll play whatever. And he played it. And when he played it, he even shocked and he was having fun with the record as he was playing on the drums. So, you know, this guy right here that takes a listen to my music, he's a huge supporter of me. He supports me because of what quality and what he sees in that
and what you represent
and what I represent and the potential he sees in effort. Like he literally goes around in person and tells people to listen to this record, man. Y'all don't even understand what this record can do for you. And plays about a 30 seconds of it and gets some hook, and then like, now you gotta download the rest. You get what I'm saying? And it happened, bro. Like I've had Shazam's lookups because of him. I've had people download and play it because of him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm watching him do it. Like I'm watching him physically do that.
Now I feel like the power that's coming from that testimony is the same way people are going to be affected when you utilize the gems I just gave you.
And that's where I was getting to, bro. That's exactly where I was getting to.
Because it's all in shareability. Like, you have great production, great quality in the visual, a great message, and once it gets around to the right ears and it resonates with the right people, that audience is gonna be spectacular, bro. And I think that's what's so that's what's so important that people need to realize is that block all the noise, block all the nonsense, right? And focus on creating your community, your audience that's going to resonate with you and who you are and what you represent, and everything else is going to grow from there. From here to here to here to here. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
and that's how we have to look at these things. You know what I'm saying? Is from here out here.
Oh man, definitely, man. I mean, for the video in its organic, I'm not tripping off of the number, but in its organic stage, man, it's almost at 500 views, bro.
Yeah, and you can't trip on that. That's
but
better. That's better than the what I had. Cause without me paying to play, I'll probably be under 100 views right now. No, shit, you not. You know what I mean? Because that's just what the game is. It's like social media is so oversaturated with so much BS and so much nonsense and so much that we get overlooked because people just think that it's part of that. They think
right,
part of that same revolving door when it isn't.
Right.
When it isn't.
And for me, I don't see myself like there's a side of me that I can go so far of being silly. I can go so far of doing something to what others may consider like an embarrassment or embarrassing myself, right? But there's just certain things that I can't do and I wouldn't do to grab that attention, because then it'll tarnish my brand and who I am. You know what I mean? There's certain crowds I just can't hang around because it would say something different about my brand different than what I'm representing, and I can't do that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But that's what I appreciate about social media, is that, you know, the ability to find that angle of where it's going to hit and it's going to impact people the way I would like it for it to impact them. You know what I mean? I definitely want to make sure that that's what I'm focused on. And, you know, you've done a great job in showcasing some of those skills due to your marketing and campaigning ability prior to even how in depth you are now. Just the fact that you have that background in you along with the acting, you know, saying it is inspiring, and it definitely gives me the how can I say that? It gives me that desire to want to up my game. You know what I'm saying? To
desire and the edge.
And the edge, because it's like, man, it's
without it, bro, we're going to be in that same revolving door that everybody else is in. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Where it's not gonna have the impact that we want it to have, because there's so much information that's just being flustered in front of everybody. You know, that's why I don't completely get upset when I don't see the reaction that I see when I drop a piece. I say, you know what? It's okay. There's so much information that's being flustered in front of people's faces that I understand why it's not hitting the way it's hitting. But guess what I'm going to do?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to educate.
Yep.
I'm going to read books. I'm going to dig deep into the research on however I got to find it. And once I find the information, I'm going to provide it, apply it, and then trial and error. You know, and look, within 24 hours, I'm telling you, once we're off this segment and you go and you click that $3 YouTube video, $3 ad, and finish the rest of that, and you take those gems, effort is going to.
Yeah, bro. I mean, hey, man, I work a lot, but I'm finding time to where I'm going to create other videos just to have. And, you know, it was the one video that I really love. And I noticed it got a lot of attention was the sample video, or not the sample video, the the one I did with Dopamine Media, where I was giving let a heads up on letting them know it was about to
The
drop,
drop.
right? The
Yeah,
drop,
'cause
right?
the
And
quality, the message,
the message, the music, the song playing underneath the video,
and
and then
you did it quite just enough, you
yeah,
know, so it didn't overpower your vocals.
yeah, right, and that angle pulled, and man, the just the response from that video, I'm pretty sure was the organic reason why a lot of people see is watching the video now is
Oh, yeah.
because of that, the way I did it. You know,
Uh-huh.
it almost looked like a commercial, or like, you know what I'm saying, like a real
Mhm.
production, like a movie is
It
about to
was a real production.
It was, yeah, it was, but
Like
but
that's and those are the things we have to get used to, is that,
yeah,
you know, we're providing a sense of professionalism, a sense of a product that is being consumed at a level of what it is, because it is what it is. Like,
yeah.
it's high quality production. You inspired me. That's why I did the Dropping Gem segment for
Man, that
episode
one was
5 when I was
that was
sitting.
beautiful.
And I just did it on my phone. I didn't have the opportunity to do it the way you did, but it still inspired in me to go ahead and say, you know what? Let me find a different angle to promote Dropping Gems. And I'm sure we're gonna be going back and forth. Every time you get inspired by something, you're gonna drop a piece, and then I'm gonna go, oh shit, I didn't think about that. Let me try that, but do it my way,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
definitely.
saying? And it's just gonna keep building, and it's gonna keep
Man, bro, it's gonna keep building, and that's what I'm excited for, man, and that's what I'm definitely excited for that. But there's some stuff I want to speak on before we really get off on here, and in regards to social media and versus the reality, is the mental health it toll on us, the mental health about it. So I was doing some studying, like I stated earlier in the video today. I did some research, and you know, due to people spending that much time on social media, the effects of mental health it has, right?
Mhm.
So it says here, social media is used when some are lonely, depressed, anxious, stressed, and it's almost like relieving a sense of boredom, right? We
Wow.
get on social media, Instagram, TikTok, and those things. We start scrolling and watching these things out of boredom a lot of times.
Wow.
Out of boredom, not the fact that we want to be entertained, but just we want to take our mind off of the reality we're faced with when it comes down to us paying bills, not in the place we want to be.
Right.
You know, we don't have any real social friends or anybody to physically be around a lot. We don't really get along with our family too much. So
Right.
you know, we're stuck in a place where that's how we want to get out, that's how we want to relieve
Peace.
ourselves. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? That's how we want to get some relief in regards to that, or not feel lonely, is go on social media. And without really realizing it, we're in a depressed state. Then we get on social media and we find all of the things that are everybody highlighting their special moments that we don't have.
Mm.
And then now that puts us in a deeper depression state, because now we're harping at, well, this person got that. That's pretty cool. I want to do that. I want to do that. I want to do that. But no action is being taken on how to do it. Right. No, not even
Or the information is not even being provided how to do it.
right. You're not going to go do no research on how this person was even able to get to that level. You're not speaking out, asking, hey, you know, how do you get there? Show me how do you get there?
Let alone let them even wanting to give that information. But go ahead.
Man, even more so, like, because some don't want to get that information. You know what I mean?
People just want to show out just for the quick validation. But go
And
ahead.
that gets you more depressed, and it gets you you feel a sense of anxiety where, you know, you just you're overwhelmed with stuff. Now you're overwhelming
Have you
yourself.
been a victim to that?
I have
Mm.
years ago, but I have been. I found myself being on social media, you know, in a depressed state, not speaking to family, not speaking to anybody, and just scrolling through, looking at all of this stuff, and you know, trying to figure out why I'm not there at that level or at that point, without realizing what I actually have in the level that I actually am at. You get what I
Right.
mean? I've been to a state of that where it I'm looking at certain things and I'm just seeing the same thing over and over again, to where I'm just feeling more depressed, and then now I don't want to look at social media anymore, because I'm not there, and everybody's out having fun, and why I can't have fun, or why I can't live in a moment, and things of that nature, right? though that's a social media has an effect on your mental health.
Yeah.
It really can affect your mental health, and a lot of times social media increases our what they call here the FOMO, which is the fear of missing out and feeling inadequate. You fear that you're gonna, when you see all of these things on here, it makes you feel like you're gonna be missing something when you're not on social media anymore, or you feel like you're inadequate and you can't be in that position because you don't know how to really socialize with anybody. And to get in that, you know, like if you're the party type person but you don't know how to speak to anybody, you just know how to drink liquor and have fun, or consume alcohol and weed and drugs and stuff like that, and that is the only way you can have fun and try to overcome that, you know, saying you go to social media and just be like, you know, I want to do all of this, I want to be all like this, but then you have a fear of like you're missing out on something that's going on in life that you're not getting because of your situation, or what you feel like, or you're feeling depressed or anything like that. And so that's what keeps you in the loop of everything. That's what keeps you looking at all of the what they quote unquote reality TV shows, because I don't think it's not reality. That shit is fake.
It's all scripted. It's all
But
scripted.
yeah, but you have a fear of missing out on something that you know, something big event or something, you know, you want to involve yourself in, and then now you're scrolling and, you know, you're stuck in that space, and that's playing a mental role on your health, on your mental health, because now it puts you back in a place of depression. Like it gives you, it makes you feel more down.
It's almost like they know how to reel you back in.
Right. It's and that's the scary part of it. That's the scary part of it, because you can be in a depressive state and want to be uplifted. Then you get on there and you're thinking you're being uplifted, when in reality you're just compressing your depression more. You know what I'm saying? You're depressing yourself.
And that can happen consciously and subconsciously.
Right. It's scary, man. It's scary. And you get consumed by comments when you do post something on yours, or you do share something. They call it cyberbullying, where people are talking about you in a negative way, or talking about something that you did, and it is negatively affecting you or bullying you, because you're listening to the negative comments of it, and now you're getting back into a more depressed state, or a more feeling ungrateful, feeling like nobody actually cares about you. Or you're getting to that place like you have no value, or you're inadequate. You don't have anything to contribute to the society and things like that. And you don't love yourself enough. And you know, that's another form of reminder, like, of how much you don't love yourself. And now you're even more wanting to, you know, you get to a thinking level, like you said, with your family, where, you know, it's sounding like I don't want to be here anymore. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the negative effect that they can have on you when you don't understand. It's really a tool. Social media in its reality is actually a tool, rather than just a form of entertainment.
Right.
It's a real place of utilizing entertainment and fun and gratification to just show what the possibilities are. But it's more so a place where people utilize your brand. If your business, that's the best place for you to be at as a business, is on social media.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rather than just being a regular person who likes to be entertained by these things, because it's okay to be entertained by things, but if you're too entertained and consuming too much of it, then you're becoming more distracted. I mean, to the point where, you know, people check their phones, check their social medias, like at least like 9 to 10 times out of a day, in between an hour. Just in 1 hour, you're checking your social media 9 to 10 times. That's a distraction right there. You're being distracted right there. Kids do it in school. I know I used to do it in school. Whenever I was bored in school, or whenever I felt like I wasn't getting value in class, it was easy to whip the phone out and go, look what they got going on social media right now, because this is boring where I'm doing right now. This ain't giving me no value, so at least I can get some type of dopamine value from on here, looking at other people have fun and enjoy their life while I'm in school feeling like I'm not getting anything from it, and I'm not applying myself to even get anything from it. You get what I mean? And so that plays a mental health, and then you wonder why your grades is not as up par, and then that makes you depressed because now you're looking like you're failing this class, and then you paying money for it, or you getting in trouble at home and your parents because they're looking at your grades and you're not paying attention, and now that is adding on more pressure because now they're on top of your head about you your grades not being where they supposed to be, and the only thing you want to do is go hang out, have fun, and do other things, but they're trying to let you know what education and how important it is, and something to further yourself out. Like it's a spiraling effect. And you can get caught up in it, and when mentally it'll destroy your social ability, or destroy you as a person to being social, to where now you find yourself sitting in a box or sitting in a room alone, depressed, and can't come up out of it. You can't get yourself up out of that state of feeling low and feeling down. Your self-esteem is not there. So now you're gaining, unnecessary weight. You're eating unhealthy things. You're finding yourself not motivating to do anything. You're sleeping more, or you're just in a dark room. You're not taking care of your hygiene. It's a lot of things that go into that, man. And when you get to that state in your mental health, or in your mentality gets that low, and that it steeps that low, that's big trouble right there. And it's hard to pull yourself up out of there when it comes to being on social media, and that's any platform: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, because YouTube has a lot of things you can go look at. YouTube can teach you how to be depressed, and then also can teach you how to uplift yourself, right?
Can also teach you how to garner some skills.
It can teach you how to get some skills in a field. You can literally watch YouTube videos for hours.
Self-educate yourself.
Yes. And that's dropping gems. Dropping gems falls in that platform. Here it is.
Because we're willing to do the time and the effort to do the research for you, and then provide it to you. And then, it's kind of just, it's just, we give you a little piece of it, so that way you can see that some of it works, which it has, you know what I mean? And then you go do the due diligence to do deeper research, so that way you can apply it on your journey.
It's called search and research, because I like how we utilize the word research a lot, but if you actually break it down, is to do over again. So, but you're going back to look at what we've already searched up. That's how you research something. If you never heard it, or if you want to seek something, you search it first. Then what you take there, you go back and research, refine the search, or refine more information, and refine that information, REFINE. So therefore you have a better understanding of what it is that you just searched out to gain right there. So, that's the effects of the mental health side of what social media can do for you.
Let me ask you something. Because you've mentioned mental health and the dark side of social media, and how it can affect you mentally. What can you provide someone? Because you were a victim to it. I myself. What can you provide? Somebody that's going to be taking in this information afterwards, how to get out of it, or how you got out of it.
I'll say you have to have the willingness and wanting to get out of something, or to get to the next level, to do anything. If you want to not be negatively consumed by what you find on here, then take some time to step away from social media. Turn your phone off, erase the app for a while. Give yourself that time to decompress from all of the things that you will be able to gather, you've been able to gather from it, and allow yourself to talk to yourself, right? listen to your voice in your mind, your voice in your head, rather than the voices that everybody else is giving you to listen to, right? Because we all have a voice. We all have a voice. So give yourself that ability, because I had to do that myself. I had to, I mean, I went so far as I had all of my social medias in a little bubble, in a little tab right on my phone, right? And when I didn't want to see it anymore, I turned off my notifications for it. I didn't erase the app yet, because I felt like I had the power to just not look at my phone. I turned off my notifications. I put that social media tab that has all my social media, I put it like in 5 different tabs, way over from what I'm usually seeing on my phone, right? From my home screen on my phone. Like, I literally did this, bro. And so I would, and whenever I found myself scrolling to go find the social, that's when I know, oh no, I'm finding social. Let me stop. And that's how I was taking myself out of it. If it's out of sight, it's out of mind, right? That I would use that concept for a while, but then I seen that I was still falling victim and weak to that. It wasn't helping me too much, because I still kept finding myself doing it. Then I deleted it. I signed out of it. I signed out of all of my social media. A lot of times we don't remember our passwords to get into these things. So, you know what I'm saying? When I signed out, I would have to re-put my password back in order to get in. If I forgot, then I have to go through the whole process of restarting and redoing the password. So that detoured me from having to do so. Right. And then I even went as, again, deleting the apps off of my phone for a while, so I can step away and just really learn how to, all right, I'm gonna put my phone down. If nobody's bothering me, if nobody's texting me, nobody's calling me, you know, I don't have no real reason to be on there.
What was some of the things that you did after you deleted the app to kind of decompress and kind of get yourself back into reality?
Meditate. I meditated, bro. I literally downloaded a meditation app and just sat there and meditated and started reading, and then trying to not even trying. I started speaking to, I was speaking to people. I was talking to people, having conversations with other people. You know what I mean? Like my brother, my family, different people I met at work, friends and stuff. Like I tried to socially engage myself, not on media, but in real life. So therefore I can, you know, get back to reality of what is going on. And then I started finding things that I was grateful for, looking at what I had and being grateful for those things that I've had. And, you know, the fact that I got a roof over my head, I'm able to provide myself with some food, some clothes on my back. I have family who's here, because I've talked to some people who don't even have siblings, or who don't get along with their siblings, can't get along with their mother and father, you know, don't have a real relationship with them. You know, I started looking at how grateful I am to have those type of relationships with my mom and my dad and my siblings and some of my aunties and cousins and relatives and stuff like that, or having those people who check in and was concerned about me, started tapping back in with them, like, hey man, how you doing, what's going on? Even reaching out to my grandparents, because some people don't have grandparents anymore, and grandparents, I feel, are very vital, very, very vital, because those are your parents that has way more experience than your parents, your biological parents, and can teach you and give you some stuff, and who didn't grow up in this era of
social media.
Right? So they have a different form of reality to give back to you, some history.
They don't even understand this.
Man, a lot of them don't. Some of them really getting hip to it now, but like,
oh yeah, most of them are on TikTok.
Yeah, I mean, but I had a grandmother, rest in peace, man. My grandmother Marcella, man, she was such a beautiful soul, because she was getting into the social media era, but she still was a light old school, bro. She was still old school. I remember when I was even 16, and this is when I started really doing music. Hell, she had a computer in her room, and we didn't have no computer anywhere in the house, but she had the computer in her room, and I'm like, I'm the one trying to use the computer a lot, but I had got that special privilege to be able to use the computer, you know what I'm saying? So because I knew how to navigate through it well, but I was teaching her how to use it. And that was kind of what a relationship we built. So she kind of got used to that. But at the same time, we would have different conversations. She would always, make sure I was good, ask me how I'm doing out. You know, we'll laugh and talk about stuff. I used to mess with my grandma. Me and my man siblings and cousins. We used to pester my grandma a lot of times too, just because she was the only not the only grandmother, but that was like she was our grandmother at the time, and she was fun like that. You know what I mean? She was fun like that. So sometimes we would mess with her and get her a little upset and stuff like that. But we was having fun. Like that was our way of not being too much involved in social media. It was like, you know, we might not be seeing this lady too much longer, you know what I mean? And so that was our way of connecting with her and stuff like that. But yeah, though that take yourself out of those elements, change your environment, change your routine, change up something that you're doing, because you don't want to be doing the same thing over again. And it's like you don't want to be stuck in insanity, in the wrong insanity, because you can be insanity, you can have insanity in the right things. You can be a revolving thing, or the positive things that bring you positivity, that bring you joy, gratitude, that bring you all of the most beautiful, blissful things. You can be insane about those things, but you don't want to be insane or be stuck in some type of insanity on negativity and the mental the detriment and mental decapitation of your mind and your heart when it comes to being stuck in a virtual world, or a world where you can hide behind a computer, hide behind some words, and, you know, be a cyber bully and be negative about certain things. You know what I'm saying? You got to take yourself out of those things, and it didn't work, bro. It worked.
And once you decompress and you kind of just like let everything go, and when did you decide to go back to it, and what was your approach differently?
I really got when I wanted to music, when I really wanted to stand out more. So like, you know what, if I'm going to get on social media, if I'm going to be on these platforms,
time to build my brand.
Time to build the brand up. Let me do something positive, and let me start showing them who I really am. I got back to myself. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
now you seeing the videos of me walking down the middle, you know, modeling some clothes, doing this music, making the beat, having some little scripts on there, acting out certain things, showing myself off, talking with the positive message, giving and sharing light, liking and sharing other people's stuff that impacts me and things of that nature. Like that's what I get. I mean, but I still my social media platform still ain't on my home page on my phone. I still have to scroll a couple of pages over to get to it. But now I know when I'm scrolling, I'm going there for a purpose, and I'm not just going there to go get stuck in that reality. Yeah, I'm not going to go do all of that. You know what I mean? So that's the advice I would give. Just if you have to go to that extreme of deleting the stuff off of there for a while and then coming back to it after a few months, then, you know, by all means take that leap and do that, because it works. Really get in tune with yourself, man. Speak to yourself. My brother Juan, he always says, man, like he talks to himself. And I know some people may laugh or may think people are crazy who talk to themselves, but them people who talk to themselves and give themselves advice and ask themselves questions, they are crazy, but they're crazy good, because at least they
crazy gifted.
Yeah, crazy gifted. You know, they're geniuses. Geniuses talk to themselves, right? Because they are sitting there asking questions and then finding the answers to them within themselves, rather than seeking someone else giving them answers. Yeah, man. And that can potentially give you the wrong answer, or potentially give you something that can harm you.
That can harm you, or that's not necessary
and
for
that's,
you.
Yeah, man, you know, so many different variables.
They're only giving you their information from what they know or what they think they know. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And everybody's here learning.
And that's the whole part of life. Life is about lessons. Life is about lessons. And I think we spoke to this in episode 1 when I broke down life between the L and the E. You got the if, and which is a choice. You know what I'm saying? Life is about choices you make. And so make the right choice. Make the right choice.
I mean, what's really to say what's right and what's wrong? Make good choices.
Make good choices. I mean, you know,
there's right and wrong, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
I'm just saying what they've created for us of what's right and wrong. That's what I'm just saying in terms of.
Yeah, but you will know. You will internally. You will know when you genuine, coming from the heart, asking, you know, genuinely, is this the right thing for me? You ask that question, and then you'll start to understand, well, what is it that this does? Why does it do that? Why does it affect me this way? And what can I do to change that? And when can I have, you know what I'm saying, when can it be changed, or when can I expect it to be changed? You ask those questions, the who, what, where, why, wait, who, what, when, where, how, and why, which I have on my vision board right here. That's why I keep looking.
Oh, you got it. You got a vision board?
I just got words right now. I ain't got nothing.
It's all good. It's all good.
I got some words.
It's a step.
And
It's
you know,
a
I spend a lot of time right here on my computer, so I have it right above my computer where I'm looking at it, and I have for my music, I have here setup, punchline, flow, melody, freestyle, and practice. So to practice all of those different things, but also to have these questions that I ask myself in regards to getting involved into something. You know, is it beneficial for me? How can it benefit me? What are the benefits of it? And when do I apply these? You know what I'm saying? And when can it affect me and stuff like that? So, you know, that you gotta have these changes. You gotta put forth that effort, that action, to know that, you know, if you want to be the one, that people come to, or the people that look for. Yeah, hey, you know what I'm saying? You gotta seek the truth, and the truth starts with seeking with the truth within yourself.
The truth starts with coming to this channel at Jail the Truth and seeking it for yourself.
Hey, you know, and go do
I
some
just
research.
wanted to throw that in there. You know,
you had to, bro. You understand? We got to.
You know what I mean? Because it just flows. But what I want to add to this, if you have a few extra minutes, is I've been seeing 444 in reality. In my reality, I've been seeing 444 strongly for about the past, I want to say 2 weeks or so. And it happened again here while we were actually talking, when I saw 144.40 up at the top left. And it happens just like that, just like when I'm looking over at a number or whatever, I see it. You said that your sister keeps that dear to her. What is it that you know when it comes to the symbolism of 444? Why do you think I'm seeing that number now so often?
You're fulfilling your purpose. You're walking in your purpose, in what it is that you are designed and here for. And the fours, for me, there is a definition for it, but I don't have it off the top right now. But there, you can go look this up on Google and stuff, and study numerology. When it comes to that, four is a great equal number, because that's how you put 2 and 2 together.
Boy, be dropping them gems.
When you put 2 and 2 together, which we all understand, that statement, that slogan is you're calculating this and you're calculating that, and it's coming together and equaling this, right? That's what's going on in your life, is that you have these set of things that you're doing in your life, your purpose, what you're supposed to be doing. You're affecting people in a certain way. You're showing forth your effort and the ability to be better. You're making the necessary changes and things of that nature. And although we have these things to distract us, those numbers you're seeing are constant reminders
to stay on course.
To stay on your path, to do that, because you're coming to that promised land. I mean, if you think about it too, 4 + 4 + 4 is 12. Your mind has 12 factors in it. Deep. So there you go. You get what I mean? There's the 12. You have 12 faculties of mind. There's certain different things. You can look this up. You know, I don't want to share too much, because I don't have enough to give.
I mean, we could save it for an episode.
Yeah, definitely. We can definitely.
We can do one around numerology. That's going to take some time for us to make time to actually do the proper research. It'll probably be a later episode.
Right.
But
yeah, that's you have 12 faculties of mind that you can utilize. And you know, they say we only use 10% of our brain, but you can use 100% of your brain when you actually apply yourself to utilize the 100% of your brain. You get what I mean?
Man, listen, I'm about to start doing research on that.
You got to, sir.
Yeah,
Go study. Go do
man.
your fours, because that's why that's another reason why you keep seeing it, is so therefore you can go study to see that, like, hey, pay attention to this. Go understand what this means. So every time you do see it reminds you, hey, stay on course or stay on this. Because
course.
the same
Right.
thing with me, I see the numbers 11-11 all the time, bro.
Mm.
11-11 all the time. That's my life number. My life number is actually 22, but 11 plus 11 is 22. 22 plus 2 is 4.
Play them pick fours, 11-11. Play them pick fours, 11-11.
Hey.
Somebody just won $1 billion in Chicago, Illinois. God
Oh
damn it.
man. Oh yeah. I don't even be getting down with that. But then, that's another story, because the way we looking at, we supposed to be in a recession technically, and you got so many people spending 20s and 40s and 50s and hundreds and millions of dollars on these things. That's where you're getting your millions from when you win. The people who poured into the pot,
Right.
you know.
That's exactly what that is. It's everybody. It's everybody that poured into the pot. That's
somebody taking your millions that you putting in there that you dropping. So you technically doing you technically abundantly giving up what you have to help someone else in need.
Someone else in
Yeah.
need.
Yeah, it's not so.
And again, some people who win were already well off to begin with.
That's true too.
I've heard of some winners. I've heard of some winners that were okay.
Yeah,
You know what
but
I'm saying?
again, that's another episode. That's another episode. But with 11-11, man, I always see that, bro. I can see it in the morning. I can see it at night. I can see 1111 somewhere on a license plate. You know what I'm saying? Just anything. I always look at the clock, and that's another form of saying the angels is watching. Make sure you stay on your path. And how you're feeling, the change that you were looking for is coming. Just keep going. The change, because that's what it's standing for, change. And what you've been wanting to accomplish, you can accomplish. It's like the confirmation of you can do it.
I needed to hear that, bro.
Thank you, man. You know what I mean?
I needed to.
We all needed to hear it, bro. Because
yeah.
I've been seeing 11-11. Like you said, you've been seeing it for the past few weeks, bro. I've been seeing that number since 2018. 2018, bro.
And that's probably around the time where you were, probably in the trajectory of change. Possibly.
It was. That was this 2018 was the year that we had something that we thought was going to mean, the story about the guy who was going to, promise us all of this stuff with music.
Right.
And then it changed because we found out what type of person he was.
Right.
And after that, that's when it really started changing. And even in that time, I had a mental breakdown myself. I went through a state where my mentality was so shot and gone that I almost lost my own self mentally. I scared my family. I ended up being in the hospital in one of the mental places because I was consuming the wrong things and not paying attention to stuff. Was asking for change so much, but then seeking the wrong
information and seeking the wrong things that weren't going to lead you to change.
No, man. And so after that, that's when I really started seeing 11-11, and I started really honing into that, like, ooh, this is what, I'm saying, I need to focus on, because those numbers right there mean a lot. And not to mention that, in a sense, it's part of that number is part of my DNA of what I come of, what I'm saying, my life number and my stuff like that it correlates to my social. Yeah, so I'm designed this way. Like, I'm literally born and designed with those numbers in me. So that's why when I realized that and seen that, bro, that's what keeps me in the mind frame of, can't nobody tell me who I am and what I am, because I've been shown exactly who I am and what I am. You get what I mean? And that's what I get reminded of every day, man, because we can be distracted by other things, but I get reminded of that every time I see 11-11. And it's a beautiful thing, bro. It's a beautiful thing. So you definitely want to make sure you look that up and do your research on 444, because that right there is telling you. It's telling you, hey, pay attention. Something's coming. You got, just do this, just do that. Like really do some research on that, bro.
I appreciate that, bro. I
Mhm.
appreciate that. Is there any last words before we head out? Any last things you want to say?
Don't let too much social media or others dictate your reality. You define your reality. You define your reality. But first you have to understand, what is it that you want to bring into reality? What do you see where do you see yourself at? And focus on getting there and seeking that information. And don't just take the first thing you see or hear, man. Don't just consume that and say this is it.
Right.
Really search and research. Talk to yourself, because you don't want to be stuck in a virtual reality versus flesh reality.
Dropping Gems, episode 6, ONTL Dewan, JL The Truth. Play this back. Share this video with those who you think will find this information useful. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. Like the video.
Yes.
We will see you next week.
Episode 7.
7.
Ooh, that's a number right there. Hey, look, hey, wait, we might have.
If you have an idea of what you want to talk about, because you've been on the flow lately, because sometimes
it dawns, man.
I gotta dawn on it and really think about it, because we want to provide some good information and something educational or some gems. So
I'll say this, man. Look, we'll episode 7, we're gonna find something, but I want episode 9. I want episode 9 to be numerology, bro, because 7 and 9 actually are interchangeable.
Right.
7 and 9 are interchangeable, but if you think about it, the number 7 means perfection and number 9 means complete. But if you think about that, 9, when something is complete, it is perfect. You get what I mean? And once it's completed, it's done, it's perfect. So it no matter what. So that's how they're interchangeable. But yeah, we're gonna leave numerology for number 9. But yes, episode 7 coming next Saturday, man.
Saturday.
Y'all make sure y'all tune in.
Absolutely. Appreciate you, brethren. Appreciate you, Ak. God bless you. And
always.
I'll see you on the other side.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Welcome to Unified Media Dropping Gems Podcast. Let's get